Hello guys, welcome back again. Now the Dreamcast has been basically almost the leader in the homebrew games scene these days. There's always seems to be games being announced or coming out. Mainly shmups for the Dreamcast, but a lot of homebrew games. If you're a fan of the Dreamcast, I never thought the system got its proper release when it originally came out with proper games. There are a lot of games for you to choose from these days. Well, in this case, HuCast Games have basically announced their brand new game for the Dreamcast. They're working on various products for the Dreamcast, but the new game is called Alice's Mom's Rescue, which is basically a 2D platformer game, basically in a pixelated package. What's interesting about this, when you watch the trailer, which is in the article below, is there are some interesting aspects. There is a red and a blue key you have to get at certain points. There seem to be gems and another thing you collect along the way. And one of the most interesting things for this platform is there is a part in the trailer where you see three sets of two blocks together. And obviously you got to jump across them to get the key on the other side. But in this case, you've got to make sure you only jump on one across, get the key, and then you have the other set of three left to jump back across. If you didn't, you wouldn't be able to jump across. Clearly you have to get keys in a certain order to unlock like gates, because you have to flip switches to do that. And the rest is usual platformer stuff. And this game is kind of seems to draw inspiration from like Toki-Tori and stuff like that. If you love, basically gameplay elements when like we're gonna get as much graphically as we can out of the system, this is definitely your game. This is not like the graphics of this game look cool. Don't get me wrong, but they're not gonna be like, wow, these are the best graphics I've ever seen in the Dreamcast. It's clearly more focused on the gameplay than graphics. Though the graphics are nothing bad to look at by any stretch of the imagination. And so, what's interesting also about this game is not that it's just out for the Dreamcast, is that you can actually currently play this game actually on your PC, Windows PC, and Android devices. It's currently out, and the basically end of the trailer not only does it show Dreamcast, but it also shows Atari Jaguar. So, if you're a Atari Jaguar fan, clearly this game will also be coming out for it. It looks like, again, a lot of quite actually 2D platformers these days that are made on old consoles. The gameplay elements will obviously be the most interesting. And again, the most interesting is Alice is trying to save her mother. 3 worlds, 25 levels. And if you're definitely a Dreamcast game, this is definitely a fan. This is definitely a game you definitely would need to look out for to add to your collection. I know with all the homebrew games that come out for the Dreamcast these days, and the different publishers sometimes who release them, sometimes it is hard to make a decision like, if you got all the Dreamcast games you want, is this the type of game you want? I mean, listen, if you love, bullet hell shooters, the Dreamcast gives you plenty. There's always seems to be at least a new one, at least one new one every year, homebrew scene. But if you're more like a platformer fan, and there really is, to you isn't a lot out there for the Dreamcast, this will definitely be something to look at. I do like the art style of it. Just the pixelated art style. What you've seen, I think, in a lot of games these days, not on the indie scene, let alone, the homebrew scene these days. So, if you like that style, you're playing this little girl trying to save her mom. This is definitely your type of game. Anyway, what do you think about the game? Watch the trailer. Tell me. I'll just put the link to the article in the trailer below so you can decide which one you want to watch. What do you think of this game? If you want a Dreamcast, would you definitely be interested in getting it? As of right now, there is no actual price for this game. The only thing we know is that this thing is coming out later this year. Don't know when the game's coming out. So, I'd love to hear your guys' opinions on it, like always. And I'll make another video soon. Thanks for watching.